Hey everybody, welcome back. And picking up where we left off in our last lesson, we went ahead and did the shaping area here for our eyes. Okay, now what we want to go ahead and do is start building up the rest of the head to get the overall sculpt of in the direction of what we're going here. So what we want to go ahead and do is I want to take a look at some concept pieces of what we're actually going to be throwing onto the model. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and bring over my project folder or source art folder here, and I'll just go ahead and minimize ZBrush here real quick. And let's go ahead and take a look at some of the pieces that I've taken ahead and downloaded that we can go ahead and source the art from here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. I want to go ahead and get the neck here to kind of look like this as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we want our overall eye shape to look like as well here. Okay, so what we want to go ahead and do is we want to start basically building up the shapes to kind of look like this eye. We don't want to use this eye specifically because this is a little bit too real, and we're trying to add a little bit of attitude and flavor. Okay, so we don't necessarily want our eye shape to look like this, but we want to try to get at least some of this information onto our sculpt. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just throw these back over here real quick. I'm going to go ahead and just throw that folder back over. We'll go ahead and bring ZBrush back here real quick. Okay, so let's just jump in here and start sculpting the eye. So if we take a look and just remember our concept piece that I actually have on my other screen here, I'm just going to start building up some of the shapes here for around the eye. Now, this necessarily won't take a whole lot of work, but it's definitely going to take some work to get that eye to look the way we want here. So we'll just go ahead and use our clay build-up brush, also our inflate brush, and we'll just have to scale these up and adjust the focal shift here. So let's just start sculpting in here. Okay, so we'll just start here with where I want to go ahead and bring the eye in. So we need to just start building this area up. Okay, we can always smooth out as needed here. Okay, and we'll also go ahead and start building up on the top portion of the eye here. And it'll probably be easier if we just take our inflate brush as well and just start sort of ballooning it out. Okay. Now we're just going to work slowly here, and you'll notice that I don't really go in and, if I have a high intensity here, I'm just not going to go ahead and make a super high intensity stroke like that, because this can be problematic, especially to smooth back. So I tend to like to sculpt on a low intensity. This way it just builds it up a little bit slower, and you can be just a little bit more accurate in terms of getting that detail into the model here. So we'll just continue the process here. Might have to turn that intensity up just a little bit. Okay, so we'll just start throwing some of the detail onto the character here, and also using that Damien standard brush to make the slices on the back portions of those wrinkles. Could probably even turn the intensity up there as well. And you'll notice that I haven't gone up to subdivision level 5 yet, and that's because I want to try to get this block in as best as I can on a low-res geometry. Okay, so we'll just start slicing in here a little bit better. Taking our clay build-up brushes, or our clay brush as well. And we'll just start making those strokes. Just making sure that we don't build up too much, basically. as you can see where we'll get some of those wrinkles, but it won't be clean. So we want to make sure that we try to get those wrinkles in at least clean in the major areas of the sculpt, in where it's not necessarily faceted. We'll just continually build up here. Okay, so I think the eye area here is starting to look pretty good. Go ahead and smooth that out just a little bit more. And we can probably even work on a portion of the top lip here. So we'll just have to make sure that this is smooth. And start adding some of these wrinkles in here as well. Take that Damien standard brush and start cutting in these as well. Okay. Let's go ahead here and refine our lips just a little bit more. Go ahead and refine this wrinkle here. Just making sure that we get the refinements here on the eye where they need to be. Go ahead and turn that intensity up just a little bit there, and that might be just a little too intense. You know, don't limit yourself going over, you know, just the area once. I mean, if you have to make multiple strokes, that's fine. There's really no right or wrong way to go ahead and do this. You just basically want to have a lot of fun doing this. So we'll go ahead here and just continually shape the eye area there. And I think that's looking fairly decent there. Okay. Let's go ahead here and refine the shape here on the lips just a little bit more. Probably have to smooth this out just a little bit. And if you want, you can always fatten up your lip a little bit more here. And I want to try and sculpt the underside of this to kind of pull this down a little bit more. So it's sort of like it's folding over there. But we'll have to smooth that out a little bit. Okay. Turn down the intensity on that smooth a little bit. Grab my clay brush, go ahead and build this up just a little bit more. see where the eye is actually poking through there, so I'm just going to go ahead and move that up just a little bit. And you can always make a little bit better looking eyelid there. And it just takes a little bit of a steady hand to go ahead and get that refinement on the eyelid. Okay. Let me go ahead and just up the intensity there just a touch. Okay. Go ahead and refine that little bit of a fold there. And if you notice, I'm really taking a look here and always and constantly zooming out to take a look to see if we're coming along in the direction that I want. So make sure that you guys go ahead and do that. Oh, that was too much of a pinch. And I'm just trying to tighten up these folds just a little bit, not too much, because I don't want to make it too sharp. A lot of this is just really playing with the shape to see if we can get something that's actually fairly neat looking. Okay, so let's go in here and start getting some of these folds on the front of the nose as well. We'll just turn that focal shift on. Oops. And we can always smooth that out later here. If we wanted to, we can come in here and take our Damien standard brush. Just start refining some of that area as well. Okay, go ahead and smooth that back a little bit. Take our pinch brush. Go ahead back over that with the Damien standard. Oops, just need to turn the brush size down. The intensity is going to have to go down here as well. Okay, so we'll just cut this in just a little bit there. Smooth that out. We'll go ahead and pinch this together. That's still a little bit too high. So we'll go ahead and pinch that together. Just making sure that the skin isn't too pinched there. Okay. Okay, so I think our eye area here in the front of our face is actually looking pretty good. In the next lesson, we'll go ahead and come back and we'll go ahead and build up the area here for what is going to be our head, or our neck area, and also our shoulders. So come on back, everybody.